WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. A former Palmer Home house parent is found guilty of sexually assaulting 2 girls.
He will spend 4 decades in prison. It took the jury just a few hours to come back with that verdict. WCBI's Cash Matlock is live in Columbus with the very latest.
Yeah, Andrea. Well, jurors deliberated nearly 2 hours before finding 45-year-old Seth Copes guilty of sexual battery. Now, prosecutors say the 2 victims in this case were under the age of 12 when this happened back in 2006. Now, Copes was a house parent with his wife at Palmer Home in Columbus at the time. The trial began Tuesday and has been very, very emotional. Now, Copes was sentenced to 40 years in prison just about a half hour ago. I spoke with the lead prosecutor, Colin Hudson, after the verdict was read, and she had a few things to say about the trial.
When you have victims of sexual abuse, but especially these children being in a situation where they already had a traumatic background and were looking for people that they could trust and to be in a better environment, and for them to be betrayed like that, it's heart-wrenching.
Well, we're going to have more on this story on WCBI News at 10, live at the Lowndes County Courthouse. I'm Cash Matlock for WCBI News.
An Oxford strong-arm robbery suspect is found dead. Now the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is handling the case. Oxford police say the report of the strong-arm robbery happened just after 10 this morning near Hathorne Road. A police K-9 tracked the man to an area between Oxford Square townhomes and a shopping center on West Jackson Avenue. The unidentified suspect was found unresponsive. OPD says because officers were in the area and a K-9 was nearby, MBI was called in to investigate.
A Tupelo assault suspect is shot after being accused of holding 3 juveniles at gunpoint and hitting them. 19-year-old Michael Harris and 18-year-old Michael Graham are both charged with aggravated assault. Tupelo police made the arrest after watching video of the alleged incident in the 1300 block of Roughwood Road. An hour before TPD got that call on November 22nd, they were on Roughwood to investigate a shooting. Harris had non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators are trying to determine if the 2 incidents are related.
A Clay County man claims the city of West Point did not hire him because he's white. Dylan Davis filed the federal lawsuit. He applied 2 times for a firefighter position this year. Court documents claim that last fall he was recommended for hiring. Those same documents say selectmen chose to hire 3 uncertified applicants. 2 are African American and 1 was white. Davis is a certified firefighter.
North Mississippi Health Services is another step closer to owning Gilmore Memorial Hospital in Amory. On Tuesday, the bankruptcy court approved the order to sell the hospital to NMHS, which was the only bidder. The company put in a bid of $15 million. NMHS will start working with staff and physicians at Gilmore to prepare for the scheduled January 1st transition. Time now to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. He joins us with a first look at our forecast. A little wet out there today, Keith.
Joey, it has been wet out there. Currently in our area, we've got temperatures in the 60s, a lot of cloud cover. Most of the rain now shifting north of Tupelo, but still some showers farther south, but basically dry in the Golden Triangle area. These showers will continue moving closer and closer to the Tennessee state line this evening. We have more rain and storms developing back toward west and down here along the Gulf Coast. For most of us this evening, we will be in this little bit of a lull, if you will. Temperatures in the 60s later on this evening and tonight. Still the chance for some storms. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. A 3rd case of chronic wasting disease is confirmed in Mississippi. This time it's in Issaquena County. That's also where the first case was reported earlier this year. Now deer processing companies are keeping a close eye out for anything unusual. No doubt.
Quentin Smith visits one company today. And Quentin, are they alarmed with the findings from this new case?
Yeah, Joey, these cases are definitely catching their attention. I visited Murray's deer processing in Macon, and even though there hasn't been a case found in this particular part of the state, they're still taking precautions to make sure there's no contaminated packaged meat. It's just another day at the office for Leroy Murray as he and one of his workers finish processing an animal.
I do a deer in probably about 40 minutes, 40, 50 minutes.
Murray started his deer processing company nearly 10 years ago.
You can bring them to me alive or bring them to me dead, or either you can bring them to me already skinned out.
The Noxubee County butcher admits, with cases of chronic wasting disease steadily being found in deer throughout the state, it's giving him and his business a slight scare.
Yeah, I got a picture of what it looked like and all of that. And if I see anything look suspicious, I'll call.
Murray says, with CWD being found in the Delta deer herd, he carefully examines each piece of processed meat in his shop.
It's on the inside of the ribs. The picture I got little bubbles in there that on the rib cage. And I hadn't seen any cases like that.
So far, there's been no cases of CWD reported in Noxubee County. However, that isn't stopping the Noxubee County man from making sure all of his customers are safe.
Well, I look for a healthy animal. When I'm skinning them, I check them out and see if I see anything in particular, anything different from normal. The ones been coming in, the real flush and all. So if they didn't have it, I would look more into it or maybe even call the game warden and see what I need to do about it.
Now, right now, the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks want hunters to submit samples of their deer after it's been killed to help stop the disease from spreading. Experts recommend not eating any of the deer meat until all of the results have been returned.
Good advice there. It's a holiday tradition that can turn anyone into a Grinch in December.
Nothing turns me into a Grinch in December. We find out how you can turn the nightmare before Christmas into a winter wonderland. Welcome back, everyone. Christmas is a time for peace and joy, unless you're trying to get those cards and packages out to their destinations in time.
I'm such a procrastinator. I do it every time. Our Victoria Bailey talks to a shipping expert to find out how you can avoid the headache while making sure your friends and family receive their presents. Victoria joins us in the studio with more.
That's right, Joey and Andrea. This time of year is filled with hustle and bustle, and things only get worse when you're beating the clock to get those things done. Now, getting packages into the mail today, I saw that you can get packages in the mail sooner rather than later, and it could save you a lot of time and money.
I wrapped them and mailed them today. Excited about that.
But Carol Simmons isn't the only one who feels that way. UPS expects to deliver millions of packages this year.
We send a lot of gifts via mail, and we just want to come in and get them shipped out on time because we want all of our family to have them by Christmas, not after Christmas.
UPS store manager Tiara Frison says in order to do that, you have to be on top of the upcoming dates.
And you need to go ahead and get everything in early so you can get it there on time, right?
For UPS, if you're trying to beat Santa Claus this year, you must get your packages in the mail in a timely fashion. 3-day select delivery should be in by December 18th, 2-day air delivery in by the 20th, and next day air is due on the 21st. Simmons says she knows it's important to be on the lookout for those due dates. They can sneak up on you.
You know, the days go quickly in December. It's December 1st, you look up, and then it's December 20th. So it's just the snowball effect. It goes by real quickly.
Frison says if you don't give yourself enough time to get your packages in the mail, it could cost you.
Only thing we can do is try to do next day air to get it there the next day, early a.m. or anything like that before the rush gets here. Next day air, bigger packages, $200 to $300 to get it there. You know, we got 3-day select and second day air, but they're expensive as well. Depends on the size. But if you got a lot of grandkids, clothes, and everything like that, you're going to have to get it out there to make them happy.
Now, UPS tells us that they will be open on Christmas Eve.
It doesn't feel like Christmas. We've got temperatures in the 60s right now. Those southerly breezes continue. A little bit of a lull this evening. Some showers still out there, but a little bit of lull over the next couple of hours. More rain and storms possible. Perhaps a few strong storms late tonight. More on that in just a few minutes after the break. Stay tuned. Lots of cloud cover out there today. Temperatures staying in the 60s. We've had some showers, some heavier downpours from time to time. That's our Alpha Insurance time lapse from downtown Columbus. Tomorrow, your Saturday, the chance for some morning showers and storms, but by the afternoon, it looks like we'll push a lot of that off to our east and get temperatures warming up into the 70s. Winds from the southwest at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, so it will be breezy and milder. Once we get out of the morning hours, we should really warm up during the course of the second half of the day. So that is tomorrow. Right now, we do have some rain still moving across North Mississippi. The heaviest rain now north of Tupelo. Still some stragglers farther south, but Columbus, West Point, Starkville, Louisville proper, it looks like we are going to remain rain-free for the rest of this evening. But some of you have had a good soaking, some spots over a half-inch of moisture today. The biggest storms now developing in Arkansas. This is where the lightning is popping on up. Arkansas, Louisiana, and now out here in Oklahoma City and Dallas, Texas. That yellow there, that is a tornado watch until midnight tonight. There's also an area of low pressure down here off the Gulf Coast that is going to drive more storms down here along the Gulf Coast. We have this big system out there across the high plains, so those two features kicking up some active weather. Here's Futurecast doing a decent job here this evening. There's that lull, and then some more showers and thunder showers here later on tonight into our Saturday morning. A lot of that is done by midday, and there's that clearing trend as we get into the afternoon hours. Now, the overall severe weather threat tomorrow is fairly low with this setup. Even though there's a lot of wind energy zipping on through, the air is not going to be that unstable here with that wind moving on through. But we could still see, if we do see strong storms, it would be damaging wind. That would be the main threat here, and some heavy rain. But we'll watch this tomorrow morning from about 5 a.m. through about midday here. Notice how the fast-moving wind is basically displaced from the most unstable air. So once the most unstable air builds on in on Saturday, most of that wind energy is off to the southeast, and there's not really a front moving through tomorrow per se that could actually kick off more storms in the afternoon. There's a little bit of a boundary, but the actual cold front is going to come through sometime on Sunday. So that's the setup for tomorrow. We don't really envision a lot of active severe weather around here. We will follow it tonight. But the big trend going forward after this weekend will be colder temperatures. So enjoy the 70s here Saturday and Sunday. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. 60 Monday, 50 Tuesday, 40s though by Wednesday and Thursday.
The high school football season comes to a close this weekend in Hattiesburg. Find out which teams are taking home a trophy next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Time has come to find a victor in each division. It's the one for all the marbles, the MHSAA State Football Championships. And it kicked off with Water Valley. But first, we're going to have to give some big shouts to Carl Hogan Toyota for giving us this beautiful car that was able to get our guys down to Hattiesburg so that we could see all the action and get you all the action. So go to Carl Hogan for all of your car needs. They'll hook you up with some good stuff. But the 3A State Championship on the line. Water Valley taking on Seminary. The Blue Devils, they'd get off to a hot start. Jacob Truss with the rainbow throw to Bud Tolbert. Water Valley on the board first there, 7-0. And Seminary would look to answer back. Jeff Miller's pass gets picked off by Shakizi Johnson. Johnson ends up fumbling the ball, but Josiah Goss, he's right there for the recovery and looks for the scoop and score, but gets brought down in plus territory. And the Blue Devils would convert the turnover to points. Wide receiver pass, and Jacob Truss, he's going to get wide open in the end zone to make it 14-zip for the Blue Devils. Water Valley doing some good work early. Seminary would answer with 6, but the Blue Devils kept clicking right before half. Truss throws a prayer, and that prayer is answered by Bud Tolbert, his second touchdown of the first half. The Blue Devils up 21-6 at the break. Tolbert with another TD right out of halftime. The hat trick puts Water Valley up 28-6. And Tolbert would produce TDs like they were going out of style today. 4 catches, 4 touchdowns. Seminary would make it interesting in the end. The day belonged to Water Valley, though. The Blue Devils win the 3A state championship, the final 34-28, their first time since 1990. Water Valley overcomes 3 road playoff games to become the champs, and head coach Brad Embry says that this group of upperclassmen earned the feeling of joy after the game.
They played as 9th and 10th graders against a really tough schedule and took some lumps, you know, and man, going on the road is nothing for these guys after that. I'm telling you, as far as football, I mean, they're fine. Tee it up and let's go.
After the Winona game, we knew they were 2 in the state, I think, and just fell short of them by 1 point. But we knew that we needed to work hard then.
I didn't expect it at all. I was just thinking I would get my normal touchdowns 3. Man, a lot of things going through my mind. I'm just ready to go celebrate with the team.
This is a blessing. After 28 years, we finally did it. We just went out there and played with our hearts, never gave up. They actually came back a little bit. They gassed us a little bit, but it is what it is. Waterback showed up.
Now time for the 1A title rematch. Nanawoya taking on Simmons and its 54-game winning streak. Would they be able to snap it? Well, the Warriors strike first here. Donovan Turner walks right in from 24 yards out. Nanawoya leads 7-0. Simmons, they hit on right back. Aaron Davis breaks all kinds of tackles to go 60 yards into the house. They'd also get the 2-point conversion. Actually, that wouldn't be good, excuse me. So it'd be 7-6, Nanawoya leading. The Warriors still rolling here. Shy Moore follows his blockers into the end zone. The Warriors would rush for 150 yards in the first half to make it 14-6. Simmons would then score to make it 14-12. And shortly before half, Tadarius Gibson launches a bomb to Antavius Rounds right after Nanawoya gets the score there. And Nanawoya would end up winning in this game. Actually, the final in that one would be 21-18. Nanawoya snaps that 54-game winning streak. They take home the win after losing that championship game last year. All around a fantastic win for the Warriors today. Something that they were really hoping to do and trying to do, and they were able to pull it off. So hats off to the Warriors for that win. That's going to be it for sports, though. We'll have more coming up for you for your last look after the break. Stick with us.
It's a holiday fave. A cast of nearly 200 brings a Christmas tradition to life this weekend as the Tupelo Ballet presents The Nutcracker. The ballet tells the story of a young girl who dreams that her own nutcracker comes to life, taking her on a magical musical adventure. This is the 36th year for the Tupelo Ballet to bring the Nutcracker to the stage.
Well, of course, you have different personalities involved. We always have new costumes. We always have new sets. We try to change choreography according to the dancer's technical ability. So we just try to do and add a few things, take away a few things.
It's just such a tradition every year and a special performance, and there's so many people in it that work so hard, and the orchestra is amazing. They do such a great job with the music.
The show times are 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. Ticket information is on our website, WCBI.com.
All right, around the region right now, we have some developing showers and storms. The biggest storms now in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Warnings out there, watches. We're also looking at some storms and showers down there along the coast. Now, it looks imposing, but I really don't think we're going to see a lot of active weather here tonight or tomorrow morning. We will be watching it. A mild week in 70s, much colder next week.
Yeah, back down into the 20s.
December's here.
Yep.
Roller coaster. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone.